This is Stuart Cameron with a look at yesterday's rugby from the Borders. And let's begin by congratulating Peebles on getting over the finishing line in Championship B with an 81-16 win at Morgan to secure promotion back to the National League as champions. They scored 77 points in the 18 games, including 13 bonuses, with 16 wins in all. We got reaction from Peebles Director of Rugby, Graham Patterson.
We're absolutely delighted with the result that's confirmed us as champions in Championship B and achieved our target this year, which was getting back into the National League, having dropped down at the end of last season. We've got a young squad of boys there who are, progressing all the time. We brought in the two new coaches, Peter Wright and Colin Brown this year, who've gelled that team together and got the guys really working hard and committing to what we're trying to achieve. We're looking at a kind of 2-3 year plan with this group of players, and our objective is to get to as high as we possibly can. The pleasing thing for me is every Saturday we've had 16 or 17 of the 19 have come through our youth system and high school system, which is a great testament to the structures that we have at the club here. So brilliant day for the club moving forward. We look ahead now to next season and the challenges of maintaining our position in that National League, which won't be easy, but we're certainly up for it, that's for sure.
In the Premiership derby at Netherdale between Gala and Melrose, it was Gala who edged the game 15-5, scoring all their points in the first half thanks to 2 tries by Ewan Dodds and Gary Graham, with Lee Miller converting 1 and kicking a penalty. Fraser Thompson got a try in the second half for Melrose, but they couldn't quite manage a bonus point. That result leaves Melrose in 7th place in the table, with 1 game against Aberdeen Grammar at the Greenyards to go in 2 weeks' time to try and secure a British and Irish Cup place, but more importantly, to avoid a playoff match to stay in the Premiership. We hear first from Gala boss George Graham.
Obviously the result was the most satisfying thing. The 2 yellow cards for them, we took full advantage of when they were down to 13 men, and when we lost our 2 guys to yellow cards, they never really capitalised on it, and I thought that was a lot down to, I thought our defence was phenomenal at times today. I thought we really dug in, we showed a lot of character to keep them at bay, certainly that last 5-10 minutes when they were sort of camped in their 22 and just kept banging away, and we defended for our life, and I think that's the character that Gala's showed for the past 2 or 3 years now, and it's just getting better and better.
Melrose captain Graham Dodds.
Yeah, when we were down to 13 men, Gala took advantage and scored their 2 tries, and we didn't capitalise when they got the guys in the bin, and I think if we'd scored just before half time, might have been a different ball game, but we didn't take advantage of that, and ultimately Gala earned their win. Melrose Gala games are always the same, they're always hard fought affairs, and there's not much between the sides, there never is, and it's little mistakes here and there, or a little bit of genius from a player, one-on-one or something will win the game, and next week's a different ball game, it's a cup semi-final, we'll come back here and we'll try again.
And you can see highlights of the game on Borders Rugby television at bordersrugby.net later on today. In the other 2 Premiership games played, Edinburgh Accies got their 3rd consecutive win by beating Boroughmuir 24-10 at Meggetland, while leaders Ayr lost 37-17 at Aberdeen Grammar. On to the National League, and those who thought Jed Forest would be crushed by Hawick at Riverside Park were badly wide of the mark. After their 66-10 defeat at home to Glasgow Hawks 7 days before, Jed bounced back in their final game in the National League to make it 39-39 as the match went into injury time. We saw 11 tries, with 6 going to Hawick, Lee Armstrong scoring 2 of them, and there were touchdowns for John Coots, Lindsay Gibson, Keith Davis and Neil Rennick. Jed's 5 tries went to Robert Hogg, Nua Fona Hunt, Glenn Young, Declan Wallace and a penalty try. But in injury time, Neil Rennick stepped up to take a penalty to win the match 42-39 and give him 17 points on the day. Jed's Donald Grieve scored 14 with the boot. The result means Hawick go back to the top of the table, with Glasgow Hawks game at Hillhead Jordan Hill postponed. Hawks need to beat Hillhead next week to win promotion. If they don't, Hawick will go up without the need of a playoff match against the team which finishes 9th in the Premiership. We hear first from the Greens fullback Neil Rennick.
You never expect to come to Riverside and have an easy day. They always fight for everything. Credit to Jed. The week they had last week being relegated and came out and gave us a fight like that, and full credit to them and respect. The form Hawks are in, it'll be hard to say that they won't get beat, but so we'll have to focus on the playoff game.
For Jed's Ross Goodfellow, it was his final 15-a-side game at Riverside Park in a Jed jersey.
This is a big game. We've had a lot of stick this season, and they just wanted to prove a point. There's a good chance Hawick are going to be Prem 1 they wanted to prove a point. We maybe got into Division 3, but they're not a bad side. I mean, there's a lot of folk writing us off, and I think we've beat Kelsey, Selkirk. Maybe should have done Hawick today, but we're competing with these border teams. We maybe just need to get some players in, and I'll tell you, this club will turn around again. We've got Gala, I think, in some league or cup, I reckon what it is, and if we're struggling, I'll have a run out there. But it's right now, this is my last game here anyway.
Also in the National League, Biggers win 24-18 at Kelso keeps them safe from relegation at the expense of Hamilton and Jed Forest. Kelso's Robbie Nielsen scored a try. There was also a penalty try and a conversion and 2 penalty goals for Murray Hasty. Selkirk's match at home to Stuart's Melville was postponed. In the other game in the National League, Hamilton beat Watsonians 24-15. Hawick YM lost 31-21 in Championship B at home to Perthshire. Their 3 try scorers were Sean Desport, Craig Robson and Gary Douglas. Into the Border Shield, and Berwick needed a bonus point win to take the title and set up a semi-final clash in the National Shield competition against either RHC or Livingston, who play tomorrow night. They won the game 10-8, which means Gala YM ended up winning the Border Shield on points difference. Our congratulations to them. In the only other 2 local games yesterday, Duns lost at Preston Lodge in East League 1, whilst Hawick Quins beat Gala YM in the 2nd Division. Well, next week we rerun the Gala versus Melrose match at Netherdale, but this time it's the semi-final of the National Cup. So much at stake, and Gala, the holders, wanting to return to Murrayfield to defend their title, while Melrose would love a crack at making it 3 wins after success in 1997 and 2008. Well, for all the latest news, results, fixtures, video, audio and rankings, go to bordersrugby.net.
Stark, Main & Co. are a UK award-winning firm of chartered tax advisors and accountants committed to offering high-quality tax and business advisory services. With a committed and professional team, we have the focus and drive to help you change the numbers which are important to you. We are proud of the difference we can make together.